back at Fort Morgan High School with Bob Richardson. This is Brian Nickel. The Fort Morgan starting lineup is brought to you by Blodorn Lumber. At blodornlumber.com, browse the virtual showroom, view the current sales, complete a credit application, and shop the entire inventory online. Whether you're a contractor or painting your living room, at Blodorn Lumber you'll get the same friendly service and advice to make your job easier. Visit Blodorn Lumber in Fort Morgan at 130 State Street. And the starting lineup for the Lady Mustangs tonight: senior guard Samantha Scott, junior guard Lauren Staley, junior Christina Frick, sophomore Lindsay Nestor, and junior Aurora Baca. For the rest of the lineup for the Fort Morgan Mustangs on the roster is Serena Wells, Monica Avalos, Kinsey Winsheimer, Amy Anderson. Michaela Forsythe is still on the roster. I don't believe she is back from her injury yet. Caitlin Cox and Jessina Rodriguez. The opening tip is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. With 2 locations in Brush and Fort Morgan, Ingmeyer Phillips can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or needs. Tip controlled by Christina Frick as Samantha Scott brings the ball up court off to Lauren Staley on the right wing. She dribbles high up now over to Samantha Scott, left wing. She picks up her dribble, gives it to Lauren Staley for a 2 from the left corner, up and no good. Rebounded by the Fort Lupton Blue Devils. Yuriska Delgado being guarded by Scott. She kicks it out high now across court to Watson. Watson is their leading scorer. She scores about 16.8 points a game. So she'll be the one that you need to concentrate on tonight. Now we're going to have a foul called against the Lady Mustangs, and that will go against Samantha Scott. Her first, team first. Fort Lupton looks to get the ball in. They do get it in straight away. Delgado now over to Watson. Watson's shot is up and no good, but she gets her own rebound as it comes out past the three-point line. Now Delgado with it right wing, being guarded by Samantha Scott, kicks it back out to Garcia. Nice hustle by Christina Frick to try to knock the ball away, but Fort Lupton does come up with it. Now Garcia tries to get on the left side. She hands it off to Watson. Watson just inside the three-point circle, up and no good, rebounded to Samantha Scott. Okay, 2-2 here with 5:34 to go in the first period. Sorry, I guess we had a little technical difficulties here. Back on the air. Fort Morgan to inbounds in front of the Fort Lupton bench. Frick gets it into Mussman. Mussman dribbles it down the lane. She stops and goes through the hands of Aurora Baca and out of bounds. So Fort Lupton to take control of the ball, and they get it up across half court. Now they're going to call a foul on Lauren Staley. Be her first, team third. Fort Lupton to inbounds far side, and they get it into Watson. Watson out by the half court circle. She drives it down the lane. It's going to be stolen by Christina Frick. She's on the breakaway. We'll see if she can finish it here. Nice little layup is up and good for Frick. So 4 points on the night for Christina Frick. Now Watson brings it down court. Her layup is going to be up and in for Fort Lupton. Now Abby Mussman gets it to Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley is going to be fouled on the drive to the basket. And that looks like that will be on Valdiva, her first. 23, excuse me, that will be on LaRoche. So Fort Morgan to inbounds left of their basket. Get it into Aurora Baca. Baca, it's off the hands of Christina Frick underneath. So another turnover by the Lady Mustangs. Score here 4-4 with 4:48 to go and counting here in the first period. Watson brings the ball up court, drives it down the left side. Now she kicks it out to LaRoche, off to Delgado. Delgado gets it back to Watson. Watson behind her back, dribbles down the court, down the lane, and up and no good. Rebounded by Lauren Staley. Now Abby Mussman gets the ball down court. She passes it off to Kinsey Winsheimer. Winsheimer's two from the left side is no good. Almost taken away. Let's see who they... Oh, it's knocked out of bounds by Fort Lupton. Nice hustle down there by Christina Frick as they go to the floor. So Fort Morgan to inbounds front court. Still 4-4 with 4:14 to go. First period. Now there's going to be a foul in the middle. And that will go against Garcia of Fort Lupton. So 2 team fouls on Fort Lupton, 3 on the Mustangs. They look to get it into Lauren Staley left side. And she gets it into Frick in the middle. Now off to Abby Mussman. Mussman slowly jumping from the right side is up and good. So 6-4 in favor of the Fort Morgan Mustangs. 3:53 to go first period. Now Castanuela goes down the lane. Her shot is going to be up and no good, but she gets her own rebound. And they said it's off of Fort Morgan. They knocked it out of her hands and out of bounds. So LaRoche will inbounds right side of the basket baseline. They get it into Watson, being guarded by Staley. Her little jumper from the free throw lane is up and good for Watson. So 4 points on the night for Watson, tied up here at 6. They're going to call a travel on Mussman.
Took that a little extra hop there and tried to stop her dribble.
She has some learning to do. She's only a freshman, so when you're a freshman, getting to get a lot of time here on the varsity team, that's a good positive sign. So now cross court to Garcia. Garcia hands it off to LaRoche. She drives to the lane. Now she kicks it back over to Garcia. Garcia goes down the left side of the lane, up and no good. Rebounded by LaRoche, or Garcia, excuse me. And that three was up and good by Watson from the left wing. So now the Lady Blue Devils up 9-6. Into the lane and shot for Lauren Staley, but she is fouled on the shot. And that's going to go on number 10, I believe, and that is Castanuela. So Lauren Staley will go to the line to shoot 2. And the first one is good, so she will get ready to shoot foul shot number 2 here for her. Her second shot is in and out, so no good on that shot for Staley. 9-7 in favor of Fort Lupton. Now Watson drives down the lane. Her little shot is up and no good. Oh, they're saying it was blocked. That wasn't touched by anybody.
Wow.
I don't know how they came up with that. She just missed the shot, and then they...
Yeah, it never touched anybody out of bounds.
No, that's why Lindsay Nestor let it go out. She thought it was going to be their ball. Fort Lupton in possession, though. Delgado being guarded by Mussman out high. Now kicks it off to Jimenez. Now straight away is Valdiva. Now they get off back to Watson. Watson on the right wing picks it up. Now back over to Delgado. Stolen temporarily by Mussman, but taken back by Delgado. Now Watson over on the right side. She gets it in to Castanuela. Back to Watson. Watson's for a 3 off the backboard, no good. Rebounded by Lindsay Nestor, and they're going to call a foul on number 10, Castanuela, on the reach-in. So 3 team fouls There'll be 4 team fouls on Fort Lupton now. Frick into the game for Aurora Baca. So Lady Mustangs still down 9-7. 2:02 to go. First period, Abby Mussman bring the ball up. She gets across half court, kicks it off to Staley, left wing. Now to Frick in the lane. Her shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Fort Lupton. Now they're going to call a foul probably on Christina Frick on the reach. See if that's who they give it to. And that will be on Frick. That will be her first. 14 fouls now on the Lady Mustangs with 1:49 to go, first period. Lady Blue Devils get the ball up court over to Jimenez. Jimenez is stolen by Abby Mussman. Mussman on the breakaway. See if she can finish the layup here. Up and good by Mussman. So nice steal and layup there by Abby Mussman. Ties the score up at 9. Now Watson dribbles left wing, kicks it off to Delgado. Delgado looks over to the right side to Jimenez. Jimenez kicks it back out to Watson. Watson's going to try to drive down the right side. She kicks it back out over to Delgado. Now over to Jimenez. Jimenez straight away up, picks up her dribble. Now she gets it off to Delgado. Delgado underneath to Valdeva. Her shot up and no good, but the rebound is going to be good on the shot. And they're going to put the foul on Kinsey Winsheimer. So 11-9 now for Fort Lupton, as LaRoche misses her free throw. 51 seconds to go. Foul underneath as Lauren Staley goes up for the layup. She is fouled on the shot. And that will go against LaRoche. That will be 2 for LaRoche. So Staley will go to the line to shoot 2. First shot is up and good by Staley.
Staley shooting 68% on her free throws. She's got to be consistent tonight and hit them all.
Yeah, she's hits the second one. So she's 3 of 4 tonight so far. 4 free throws. State Farm Insurance. Let the State Farm Insurance office of Greg Mullen and Brush help you find the best policy to fit your life. Home, auto, life, health. State Farm Insurance is here for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call today, 842-4555. They're going to call a offensive foul on Fort Lupton.
Jimenez,
that's her first.
Yeah, gave a pretty good shove to Winsheimer in the back.
So tied up here at 11 with 40 seconds to go. First period, Winsheimer right wing back to Nestor. Nestor gets it off to Mussman. Now a shot from the right side by Winsheimer is up and good. So 2 points on the night for Winsheimer. Fort Morgan up now 13-11 with 18 seconds to go and counting. Watson tries to take it down the left side. Stopped by Mussman. Nice defense there by Mussman. Fort Lupton now backs it back out for the last shot. We're down to 5 seconds, first period. Fort Morgan up 13-11. Watson's going to take a deep 3, and that is going to be off the rim and no good. So at the end of the first period, the Lady Mustangs lead 13-11 on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School with Bob Richardson, this is Brian Nickel, where the Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs are up 13-11 as we enter the start of the second period. Fort Morgan to inbounds far side at half court. Samantha Scott now gets it off to Staley, right high wing. She dribbles it now to Nestor in the corner. Nestor head fakes, gets it off to Staley. Staley goes down into the lane, gets it up to Baca. Baca's shot is over the rim, rebounded by Frick. Now there's a scrum on the floor, and they'll call it a jump, so that will go to Fort Lupton. So those kind of the shots that the Mustang girls need to make when you're 2 feet away from the basket. You got to get those to go.
Yeah, just overpowering the basketball a little bit, just overshooting, going up strong, hoping for that foul that's not there.
So now Watson down the lane. Her shot is blocked. Taken away by Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley down the left side. Keeps the dribble alive. Now high center off to Scott. And the pass is going to be kicked out of bounds by Watson of Fort Lupton. Frick to inbounds. Needs to get it in. She does get it into Staley. Staley drives it down left elbow. Her shot is off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Frick. Now Frick's pass is going to be taken away by Garcia. So Watson now with the ball to bring it across half court. Keeps the dribble alive, being guarded by Staley. She gets it off to Garcia. Garcia kicks it out to Delgado. Delgado down the right side, now back out to Jimenez. Now Watson, a straight three off the back of the rim and no good. Christina Frick with the rebound. Now a little jumper from the left side is up and no good by Nestor. Rebounded though by Staley. Her shot is no good, but she is fouled on the play, so Staley will go back to the line to shoot two. I didn't see who they'd put that on.
It's going to be on Garcia. There'll be two on Garcia.
First one was good for Staley. So as Fort Lupton brings in a Martinez that comes in. Next shot is off the front of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Aurora Baca. Going to be tied up, but that should be Fort Morgan's possession. So we'll see what the buzz was about here from the scorer's table. Ref is talking to I think we have I believe it's an illegal substitution. They may not have her on the...
Her name is going to be Irma Gomez, number 21.
Because I had a 21 when I got it off of Max Preps, and there was a J. Martinez on there. But apparently, whoever this 21 is not supposed to be out there. So Lauren Staley will go to the line to shoot the technical. So the technical first one is up and good for Lauren Staley. Mustangs up, should be 15-11. Second one rims out. So now Fort Morgan should have possession of the ball after the... I thought they had a jump ball called. Was not in possession of Fort Morgan? Should be, oh, she's going to get to shoot the two free throws because she was fouled on the shot.
So the first two should have been the two free throws and then the one technical.
So the next one is off the back of the rim and no good. So not a good trip to the free throw line. Only one of three there for Staley. Lady Mustangs up 15-11. 6:22 to go, second period. So now Frick to inbounds midcourt, gets it into Scott. Scott now to Baca, over to Lauren Staley. Nice screen there by Frick. Now Nestor with a head fake. Her little jump is a pass under Aurora Baca. Her shot is up and good by Baca. So nice play there by Nestor and Baca to get that bucket. 17-11 now. Girls up by 6. Now Christina Frick takes the ball away from Garcia. She's going to go up for the layup and too hard, but it's rebounded by Scott. Her shot is going to be up and good for the first 2 points on the night for Samantha Scott. Now 19-11 for the Mustangs. Now the Fort Lupton coach will take a 30-second timeout.
Lady Mustangs are doing what they have to do to stay in control of this game. They got only 3 turnovers on the night, and that's awesome for them.
Yeah, Christina Frick is she's been all hands in there. She's had about 3 steals. Didn't finish on that one, but
and her steals are she's just tapping the ball out of her hand, and she's doing it without getting a foul, which is very, very hard to do when you're sitting there slapping the ball out of the opponent's hand. And she's doing it and just taking the ball and going up for easy layups.
Yeah, 'cause a lot of times they'll call that, whether it's a clean steal or not, they'll call that a foul. But she's had some quick hands tonight, so Fort Lupton now with the ball to Delgado. Delgado to Casanuela down the right side, and she kicks it back out to Garcia. Garcia into the lane. She gets it off to Delgado. Delgado in the lane. Her shot is up and no good. Rebounded, though, by Fort Lupton, but taken away by Kinsey Winsheimer. Now to Scott. Scott to Staley. Staley's shot is going to be up and off the rim and no good. Rebounded. Baca had position, so they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Castanuela. See if that's who they put it on. And it is. That'll be 3 on her. So Aurora Baca will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. Lady Mustangs up 19-11. 5:02 to go, second period. So Aurora Baca, her first shot is going to be off the rim, bounces around and no good. Rebounded by Lauren Staley. Now they're going to have a jump ball called, and that will go to the Mustangs. So Scott to inbounds left baseline of the Fort Morgan basket. They do get it into Winsheimer. Winsheimer back to Staley, left wing. Staley keeps the dribble wide. Now she gives it off to Scott. Her shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Garcia of Fort Lupton. Now they hand it off to Delgado, and she sets up the play. Now to Valdeva. Valdeva being guarded by Frick. She hands it off to Watson. Watson to the right elbow. Now she kicks it out to Delgado. Back into Garcia. Garcia back to Delgado as she drives it down the right lane. Way off the top of the backboard and no good. Rebounded by Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley hustles it down court, but is poked away from her by Watson. Taken by Delgado. Now back to Watson. They get across half court. Now Watson tries to drive it down the lane. She does. Way up off the backboard again and no good. Rebounded by Baca. Pass down court to Lauren Staley. Staley now off to Winsheimer. Winsheimer's little 2-pointer is up and good from the left elbow. For 4 points on the night for Winsheimer. 10-point lead here for the Lady Mustangs. 21-11. 3:50 to go, second period. Watson now being guarded by Staley. She drives it down to the lane now. She kicks it out to Delgado. Cross court to Garcia. Garcia drives on Winsheimer. Shot is going to be blocked, but they're going to call a foul. We'll see if they give that to Baca or to Winsheimer.
I think they're going to give it to Winsheimer.
No, they gave it to Baca. Her first. So that will send Garcia to the line to shoot 2.
And Winsheimer looked like she had a good block from over behind.
First shot is up and no good. Garcia is only shooting 44% from the free throw line. She's only been in 10 games, 8 of 18. So she will try for a second shot here. That one is up and good by Garcia. So down court to Winsheimer. Winsheimer's layup is up and good. I think Fort Lupton lost sight of the of Kinsey Winsheimer down court on the free throw. The ball is lost out of bounds, so ball back to Fort Morgan.
That free throw by Garcia is their first points of the second period, and we're 5 minutes into the second period, so Fort Lupton having a hard time finding the basket in the second period here.
So now Fort Morgan in possession of the ball. Winsheimer left wing now to Nestor at the free throw line. She drives it down. Her shot is going to be up and no good. They're going to call Abby Mussman over the back on the on the rebound. Her first. So that, let's see. I have 7, so that will send. Let's see who that is. That LaRoche is going to the line.
Yes, it is.
So LaRoche will go to the line to shoot 1-1, and LaRoche on the year is 52% from the free throw line. First shot is up and good. So she will earn another one. So Staley back into the game for Winsheimer. 3:03 to go, second period. Fort Morgan up 10, 23-13. LaRoche's second shot is also good. She is 4-4 from the free throw line. Scott gets the ball down court, picks up her dribble, now gets it off to Staley. Staley being guarded by Watson, now over to Nestor left side. Tried to get it underneath, but knocked back out. Now to Baca. Baca's shot is going to be up and good, and she is fouled on the play. So Baca gets the roll and the foul. And they called that on number 2, Delgado, so that will be her first. So Baca to go to the line to shoot her free throw. And it is up and good. So 26-14, 12-point lead here for the Lady Mustangs. 2:46 and counting here, first half. Now as Watson brings the ball up court, being guarded by Mussman, she gets across court to Baldiva. Baldiva back to LaRoche. Now back to Baldiva as they pass it around the perimeter here. 2:25 and counting, back to Delgado. Now over into the corner to LaRoche. She drives it in. Her little hook is going to be no good, but they're going to bail her out on a foul here by the Lady Mustangs. That's going to be on Baca. That will be 2 on her. So LaRoche will go to the line to shoot 2, where she is perfect so far from the lane, but misses the first one. Christina Frick back into the game for Aurora Baca. So after Christina Frick, Lauren Staley, Samantha Scott, Lindsay Nestor, and Abby Mussman on the floor for the Mustangs with 2:18 to go. Second shot is up and good by LaRoche. 26-15, 11-point lead for the Lady Mustangs. They get it down to Abby Mussman. Mussman picks up her dribble, but in her pass is going to be knocked away by Delgado, and she picks it up, gets it down front court. Now they get it back to LaRoche, back to Watson, kicks it off to Delgado, right wing. Now to Jimenez down the lane, and she loses control of it, but she grabs it. She is going to be called for the travel. She goes down to her knees to corral that ball. So now Kinsey Winsheimer in for Samantha Scott. Minute 55 to go. Lady Mustangs still up by 11, 26-15. So Mussman, ball down to Staley. Staley's shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Frick. Her shot up and no good. Rebounded is fought for underneath and finally taken away by Jimenez of Fort Lupton. Now we're going to have a reach foul on the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Ooh, that's going to be on Frick. That will be 2 on her. So we'll see who.
Looks like Jimenez is going to go to the line to shoot the 1-on-1.
So Jimenez, Yvette Jimenez, a junior for Fort Lupton. Minute 40 to go. Lady Mustangs up 26-15. Jimenez's shot rolls around and no good, but rebounded, taken away. Is going to have a jump ball called, and that should go to the Fort Lupton Lady Blue Devils.
They're quick to call that jump ball on a tie-up. They're not giving them any room to try to get it free.
So now LaRoche gets it in to Delgado, over to Watson. Right wing, her 3 is up and no good. Rebounded by Frick. Frick gets it to Mussman. Mussman now to Winsheimer. Winsheimer underneath to Staley. Knocked out of bounds by Delgado of Fort Lupton. So Fort Morgan to retain possession.
good eye for Wincheimer to see Staley come across the key there to get the pass in there. It's just deflected.
It's now Mussman to inbounds left baseline of the Morgan basket. Get it into Wincheimer. Wincheimer's shot is blocked, but they're going to call a late foul on the shot. That's going to go against Jimenez, number 20. So Kinsey Wincheimer will go to the line to shoot 2. Wincheimer on the year is shooting 71%, 17 of 24. That one was halfway in and out. So still an 11-point lead for the Lady Mustangs. Wincheimer with shot number 2 coming up, and that one is good for Wincheimer. 7 points on the night for Kinsey Wincheimer. Now Fort Lupton with the ball. Garcia drives it all the way down the lane. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Frick. Gets it off to Nestor. Nestor now to Wincheimer. Wincheimer keeps the dribble alive. Picks up her dribble now to Nestor with a minute to go here, first half. Lady Mustangs up 27-15. Staley now with a jumper from just inside the three-point line was no good. Rebounded by Watson. Watson looks down court. She still keeps the dribble alive. She's going to try to go down the lane. Left-handed layup is up and no good. Rebounded by Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley's going to try to take it all the way. They called an offensive foul, except I don't think she hit her. I think that was a flop play all the way, but they're going to call Staley for her second foul.
She went off to the...
And that ref on the far side fell for it. So
I wonder if that draws any money. Because that was an NBA flop right there.
That was a flop. That was a good flop. Been watching the San Antonio Spurs play, I guess. So 29 seconds to go. The Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs up 27-15. It looks like the Lady Blue Devils are going to be content here to weave their offense here. Watson keeps the ball alive while the other four are weaving in and out of the lane with 10 seconds to go. I'm sure they want Watson to take the shot. Now they get it off to Jimenez. Her three is up and no good. Rebounded by LaRoche. That first shot was off the court and no good. So at the end of the first half, the Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs 27, the Fort Lupton Lady Blue Devils 15. You're listening to Mustangs basketball on V106 and V106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, where the start of the second half, the Lady Mustangs up 27-15. Nice defensive second quarter by the Mustangs, held the Lady Blue Devils to only 4 free throws for points. So now Fort Morgan with possession. And Scott picks up her dribble, gets off the pocket, now to Nestor, now to back over to Nestor. Laura Baca, but she is going to be called for the travel. She pivots in the lane. So not the way I'm sure Coach Krackemeyer wanted this second half to start. And the coaches for the Fort Morgan Mustangs are head coach Jim Krackemeyer, assisted by Mike Gross and Megan Fowl. Now Delgado with the ball, gets it off to LaRoche. LaRoche tries to drive it down the right side, kicks it back out, being guarded by Baca. She kicks it back out to Delgado. Now Delgado to Watson. Watson has her pocket pick taken by Frick. Frick now to Staley underneath. Staley, her pass in the middle, though, is taken away by Fort Lupton. Valdeva knocks it away. Now Watson has it as she gets it across half court and drives down the lane. She's going to lose it out of bounds. Another turnover by the Fort Lupton Blue Devils. Minute gone by here, third period, no score by either team. So Scott now to Staley. He's going to, couldn't quite save it. I don't know if that would have been out on Fort Lupton or not. The refs kind of looked at each other, but I know Staley tried to save it as it went out of bounds. So now Fort Lupton in control of the ball. Garcia Right wing, she kicks it out to LaRoche. LaRoche backs it out. Now tries to dribble down the left side. She's being guarded. Ball is poked away by Aurora Baca. Nice defense there by the Mustangs. As Staley, her shot is up and no good. Rebounded though by Aurora Baca. Shot by Nestor is up and no good. Rebounded by LaRoche of Fort Lupton. Now Delgado with control as she gets across half court. 6:05 to go. 2 minutes gone by here. Second quarter. Still 27-15. Lady Mustangs in control. Now Watson being guarded by Scott. She passes it off to LaRoche, right wing. LaRoche now is going to try a three from the far side and no good. Rebounded, but there's going to be a foul as Scott tries to pass the ball out. That looks like that's going to go on
Garcia. It's going to be her third.
So Fort Morgan to inbounds. Far side now with Scott. She gets it across half court. Dribbles to the free throw lane. Now gets it off to Baca underneath to Lauren Staley. Nice shot, but the shot was no good. Rebounded though by Staley. Staley goes up with it. Her shot is blocked. Now they're going to get it down court to Delgado. Delgado tries to drive it down. Her layup is going to be no good. Rebounded by Lindsay Nestor. She hands it off to Samantha Scott. Scott now to Nestor. Nestor head fakes, but they're going to call a travel on her fake.
I think she faked out the ref.
That's happened more than once. So 5:14 to go here. Third period, still 27-15. As Delgado gets it off to LaRoche, left wing. She passes it off to Baldiva. She's being guarded by Lindsay Nestor. Nestor over to LaRoche, left wing. Now to Delgado straight away. She dribbles against Lauren Staley. Staley almost takes it away from her. Now she dribbles down the lane and taken away by Frick. Frick gets it off to Scott. 4:45 to go, 27-15, still the score here. Scott tries to go down the lane, but she gets it off to Baca. Baca goes up, but she is going to be fouled on the shot. And that's going to go against Baldiva. So Aurora Baca will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Premier Farm Credit is silver lender of choice for America's farmers and ranchers. They understand and are passionate about agriculture and are dedicated to serving America in good times and bad. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending.
Baca shooting 40% on free throws for the year.
So now Mussman in for Lauren Staley. Second shot was good for Baca. So 28-15 for the Lady Mustangs. As Fort Lupton gets the ball across half court, Watson tries to dribble all the way down. Her layup is going to be up and good by Watson. First 2 points of the second half for the Lady Blue Devils. Now Scott kicks it out to Winsheimer. Winsheimer into Nestor, but that ball is going to be, they're going to call a, I'm not sure you can call a 3-second violation when nobody has control of the ball. But that's what was called, so turnover by the Mustangs to Fort Lupton as the Lady Mustangs are up 11. Steal by Kinsey Winsheimer. Taken by Abby Mussman. Pass to Christina Frick. Frick's little layup is up and no good. She gets her own rebound. She is going to be fouled. See if they just got, I think it's just on the floor. That will go against Garcia. That will be 4 on Garcia. So an easy little puppy there for Christina Frick, and she leaves it short. Now Scott looks to get it in. She gets it into Abby Mussman. And call another travel on the Lady Mustangs. 3:57 to go. 28-17 for the Lady Mustangs. As Delgado gets it up across half court, she drives it down the lane. She is going to be fouled, though, on the shot. Is Delgado as she goes down. The foul will be on Nestor, her first. So Delgado will go to the line to shoot 2. Delgado on the year from the free throw line.
Delgado hurt her knee when she went down. She can't put no pressure on it. She just looked over to the ref. And then she looked at her coach and just shook it like she can't. She must hit her, when she went to the floor, she must hit it on the hardwood floor pretty good. Got a little stinger going.
So she's going to back out for just a minute and see if she can put some support on that leg. MMI International, before your next mixer or feeder truck purchase, compare the MMI design, craftsmanship, and service. They continually outperform our competitors hands down. Call them 842-5161. So now the Lady Mustangs with Aurora Baca, Kinsey Winsheimer, Christina Frick, Lauren Staley, and Abby Mussman on the floor. Now, as they have put in Castanuela to shoot the free throws.
That's pretty good. She shoots 54%, and Delgado's only shooting 39%, so I guess that'd be a good substitution.
But she misses her first, so second shot is up and in and out, rebounded by Frick, but knocked out of her hands, so Fort Morgan still retains possession. So no points from the free throw line for the Lady Blue Devils. 3:45 to go, third period. Mustangs up 28-17. Abby Mussman into the lane. Her pass is going to be taken away by the Lady Blue Devils, and almost taken back away by the Mustangs, and they do, as Staley has it, but she is going to be fouled on the floor. And that will go against LaRoche. That will be 3 on LaRoche. 4 team fouls on Fort Lupton. Only 1 on the Lady Mustangs here, third period. They get it into Staley. Her 3 is up and no good. Rebounded by Baldiva, but I think they're going to call it over the back.
On Frick.
On Frick, and that will be 3 on her. Aurora Baca not. She comes out. I don't know if she's not feeling good or just what her problem is. So Lindsay Nestor back into the game for the Lady Mustangs. Mustangs still up 28-17. Watson dribbles all the way down the lane. Her left-handed shot is up and no good. Have a jump ball underneath on the rebound. Possession will go to Fort Lupton. Kinsey Winsheimer scrapping in there to get that jump ball. Now LaRoche gets it into Watson. Watson 3 from the corner is off the top of the backboard and no good, but rebounded. I believe that was by Baldiva. Her first 2 points of the game, 28-19. Now Winsheimer with a shot, and it's no good, but she gets her own rebound. Nice hustle. Now Lauren Staley drives down the left baseline. Her shot is up and good. Oh, they're going to call the offensive foul on Lauren Staley. Wave off the basket. So Lauren Staley with the offensive foul.
That'll be 3 on Staley.
I think they called it. Staley was the one, but I thought when they gave the number to the bench, they had given it to Abby Mussman. See, they're calling it on Mussman, which is fine with me. That'll give Mussman 2 and take that one away from Staley. So they're still, I think they're discussing the Fort Lupton coach, I think, is trying to just figure out who it was on. Now
they put 2 up for Mussman.
Which would be correct. It should have been a foul on Lauren Staley, but we'll see if they get that. Okay, now they do put 3 up for Staley, so they're going to put that one on Staley. And Mussman still just with 1. So they'll get it straightened out here yet before the game's over, maybe. So Watson now, she pulls back 3-point line, keeps the dribble alive. Her shot is up and good for Watson. So 4 points here in the third period for Watson. Lady Mustangs lead is down to 7, 28-21. Lauren Staley drives it down the lane. Her shot is going to be blocked, but also fouled will be Lauren Staley, so she will go to the line to shoot 2. I believe they gave that to Castanuela.
That'll be 4 on Castanuela.
So Staley, nice shot there for Staley. First points of the third period for Staley. Only the second point of the third period for the Lady Mustangs. Kinsey Winsheimer comes out. Aurora Baca does come back in for the Lady Mustangs. 29-21, 2:24 to go. Second shot for Staley is also good. So now Watson with the ball as she guards against. Knocked away from her underneath and taken away by the Lady Mustangs. They call a travel on the Mustangs. So now LaRoche to inbounds right baseline for Fort Lupton. Looking to get it in. They get it into Watson. Watson being guarded by Scott. Nice job there as they pass it back out to Jimenez. Jimenez picks up her dribble, gives it off to Delgado. Delgado into the lane, but she passes it out to Jimenez. Jimenez into the lane. Now she's going to kick it back out to Delgado. Back to Watson. Watson lines up for a 3, and her 3 is up and good. So they're going to have to get a hand in her face. Down to a 6-point lead here for the Lady Mustangs with 1:41 to go, third period. Samantha Scott, now they're going to call an offensive foul on Aurora Baca, an illegal screen. That'll be 3 on Baca. Minute 36 to go. And we're going to have a timeout here called by Fort Morgan, and it will be a full timeout, so we'll take one with them. 30-24, Lady Mustangs on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School with Bob Richardson, this is Brian Nickel. 1:36 to go, third period. Lady Mustangs up 30-24. Lady Mustangs have only scored 3 points so far in this third period as compared to 9 for the Fort Lupton Blue Devils. So Watson now passes it off to Jimenez. Jimenez kicks it out to Delgado straight away. Now she gets it back off to Watson. Watson steps back behind the 3, but she passes it off. Now she gets it back. Another 3 by Watson is up and no good. Rebounded though by Staley. And Staley loses it out of bounds, far side. So Christina Frick back into the game for the Lady Mustangs. Aurora Baca comes out. So 1:11 here to go, third period. LaRoche looks to get it in. She gets it into Watson. Watson dribbles, tries to go down the middle of the lane, but they're going to call Samantha Scott with the blocking foul. That will be 3 on Scott. 5 team fouls apiece for each team as Fort Lupton will inbounds left of their basket baseline. They look to get the ball in. They get it. Oh, knocked away by Lauren Staley. Nice job by Staley. She's on the layup. Shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded though by Abby Mussman. Her shot is short. Lindsay Nestor shoots. Her shot is no good. And now she gets another rebound, and she is fouled on the putback. So she will go to the line to shoot 2, and that's going to go against LaRoche. That will be 4 on her. So Nestor will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, the Lady Blue Devils have Castanuela, LaRoche, and Garcia all with 4 fouls.
So Nestor, her first shot is up and good. Nestor is shooting 63% from the free throw line this year. Second shot looks a little hard. It's off the back of the rim and no good. So now Watson, she brings the ball down court, backs it out past the three-point line, being guarded by Scott. Scott cuts her off from the baseline. Now out to Delgado. Delgado picks up her dribble. Now over to Jimenez. Jimenez keeps the dribble alive. She's going to try to go down the center of the lane. She kicks it back out to Delgado. 27 seconds to go, third period. 31-24, Lady Mustangs. Jimenez back to Watson. Now Watson kicks back for a 3 off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Frick with 15 seconds, trying to get it out, and she gets it out to Mussman with 12 seconds. Mussman dribbles all the way down the lane now to Scott, up and good for the 2 for Scott. With 4 seconds to go, Watson, they need to get a hand in her face or she's going to put it up, and she does. So at the end of the third period, the Lady Mustangs up 9, 33-24 on B106 and B106.com. Back with Bob Richardson. This is Brian Nickel. Started the fourth period here at Fort Morgan High School as the Fort Morgan Mustangs host the Fort Lupton Blue Devils in a doubleheader here this evening. The start of the fourth period as the Lady Mustangs bring it in, leading 33-24. Scott over to Staley, left wing. Now to Nestor from the free throw line. Her shot is going to be up and no good. And tipped and lost out of bounds by Abby Mussman. So the Lady Blue Devils will take possession of the ball as they get it into Watson. Gets it across half court, being guarded by Scott. So Watson keeps the dribble alive. She's going to try to go down the left side. She kicks it out to Garcia. Garcia tries to go left baseline. Stop there and kicks it out to Delgado. Now back out to LaRoche. LaRoche almost half to the half-court line. Excuse me. Now to Garcia, high right wing. Now Delgado, right side. Back to Watson. Watson keeps the dribble alive. She's going to try to go down the lane. Her shot is no good. It's going to be a jump ball called, and that will be possession Blue Devils.
Yeah, the Lady Blue Devils are trying to spread out the defense of the Lady Mustangs.
And there's no need for the Mustangs to go out. You're up. You're up. You don't have to go out. They have to force it if they're behind.
Let them waste the time off the clock. Valuable time.
So ball in to Delgado. Delgado now over to Baldiva. Baldiva back to Watson. Watson down the lane, and the ref out of position makes the call. And I believe that that's going to go against Samantha Scott. So that will be 4 on Scott. So Watson will go to the line to shoot 2. First shot is up and no good. Let's see what Watson from the line is. You're shooting 58% from the free throw line. Still 33-24 for the Lady Mustangs. Next shot is in and out, so no points here for Watson from the free throw line. Now Winsheimer gets it to Abby Mussman. Mussman's pass gets it knocked back in her face. She keeps control of it back to Frick. Frick now to Kinsey Winsheimer. So Winsheimer drives down the right side. Her shot is going to be blocked, taken away by Castanuela of Fort Lupton. They get the ball down court to Delgado. Delgado's shot is going to be in and out. They're going to call a jump ball possession Mustangs. Still 33-24 with 6:22 to go in the game. So Fort Lupton putting on a little bit of backcourt pressure, not too much though. Abby Mussman brings the ball up cross court, gets it to Staley. Staley gets it into Aurora Baca, back to Mussman, and Mussman ends up dribbling it off of her leg and out of bounds. You know, if Aurora would just take that when she gets it down in there and go to the basket, she's 2 feet from the basket. If she would just turn and put that up, I think they would have what they're looking for. Watson goes down the lane. Her shot is going to be good. Now Abby Mussman gets the ball. Oh, and she ends up throwing it away. She throws it behind Staley. They're saving Scott for a little bit as she has 4 fouls. So Watson now to bring the ball up across half court. Mustangs lead by 7. Watson being guarded by Mussman. She backs it out now over to LaRoche, left wing. Off the hands and out of bounds off of Castanuela. Nice defense there. Frick forced that pass out of LaRoche's hands and through the hands of Castanuela. Now Abby Mussman to the free throw line. Her shot is off the front of the rim and no good. Rebounded is going to be knocked out by Fort Lupton. So Fort Morgan to inbounds left baseline. So Mussman looks to get it in. They get it into Frick. Frick now to Staley. Staley's shot is going to be short, but Mussman comes up with it. Now she gets it out to Winsheimer. Winsheimer's shot is going to be short. Aurora Baca goes up with it, hits the bottom of the rim, and no good. And now Watson takes off down court. Her layup is up and no good. Rebounded, finally taken away by Fort Lupton, and then Watson ends up with it under the basket for a 2-pointer. So the Lady Mustangs up 5, 33-28. Now Abby Mussman throws it away. So a 30-second timeout here will be called by the Fort Morgan Mustangs. This Fort Morgan timeout is brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East at 1209 Main Street in Fort Morgan will professionally fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Ehrlich Toyota East.
Yeah, Mussman's getting a little frustrated right now with the passes, and you can see it on her. She's just getting frustrated, but she's only a freshman, and she's got 3 more years playing time, so it'll come. She's just getting the frustrations. The timing's just a little off right now, and so Coach Krackenmeyer's taking her out for a quick breather and getting her composure back.
Get Samantha Scott back on the floor. We'll see if they put somebody else on Watson instead of Samantha Scott, since she has four personal fouls, 16 fouls apiece here in the second half for each team. Frick looks to get it in. She gets it into Staley. Staley left baseline. Her shot is going to be blocked, but they're going to call a foul. That's going to go against Watson. That's only her first. So Lauren Staley to the line to shoot 2 free throws. So this is where they need to make points here, but that's off the back of the rim and no good. B&B Appliance. B&B Appliance carries a full line of in-stock and ready-to-be delivered Whirlpool appliances. With the world moving towards more green energy, it's time for you to recycle the old and get in with the new. New appliances, that is, at B&B Appliance. Second shot by Staley is good. So 6-point lead now for the Lady Mustangs as Staley is guarding Watson. Her layup is up and no good. Rims in and out. Now Staley needs to get it across half court. They get it to Samantha Scott. Scott now to Kinsey Winsheimer. Winsheimer down the right baseline. Her pass is going to be knocked out of bounds by Watson. Kinsey's got to learn that bounce pass and not try to go over her head every time. So 4:24 to go. Lady Mustangs up 34-28. Get it into Staley. 3-point on the left side. And knocked off of Staley's leg and out of bounds. So the Lady Mustangs need to keep their heads up here. They're still in control of this game. 4:22 to go. They're been outscored only 4-1 here in the fourth period. So Watson now, she's got to back it out for a three off the back of the rim and no good. Out of bounds off of Watson. And she was being hounded there by Lauren Staley. She loses it out of bounds. So Lindsay Nestor in for Kinsey Winsheimer with 4:07 to go. Fourth period, Lady Mustangs still up 6, 34-28. So we need to take advantage of this and get a bucket here for the Lady Mustangs. They get it into Baca. Baca's pass underneath is going to be saved. And that is a travel on Fort Lupton. And she had grabbed the ball and then fell to the floor. So 3:54 to go. Mustangs with possession. And Christina Frick, they end up losing it. They're going to call. Who are they going to put that on? Call it on Frick. It's going to go on Christina Frick, her fourth. So that will be at 1-1 now for the Lady Blue Devils, as that will send Garcia to the line to shoot a 1-1. Brush Grocery Cart, stop, shop, and save on all your grocery needs and snacks for game time enjoyment. You can also pay your public service bill and access Western Union. Brush Grocery Cart, 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. First shot is up and no good, rebounded by Baca. She gets it out to Scott with 3:46 to go. Scott gets it across half line. Now to Nestor in the left corner to Baca. Baca, nice bounce pass to Frick off the rim and no good. Now we'll have a jump ball called. And that will go to the Lady Blue Devils. So missing those little puppies right there at the basket. They've got to have those. As Watson now brings the ball up across half court, being guarded by Staley. Now over to LaRoche. LaRoche for a three, and her three is up and good. So now a 3-point lead here for the Lady Mustangs. So they lead 34-31. Now Staley, jumper from the inside the arc is no good. Rebounded by Fort Lupton. Taken away by Watson. Watson's going to dribble it all the way to the free throw line. Her shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Lindsay Nestor. They're going to have a foul called on the rebound.
Let's just send Lindsay Nestor to the line.
And I think that is it for LaRoche. She just fouled out. So we won't have to worry about her putting up any more threes here in the last 2:58.
That was a good three by LaRoche. She's only shooting 20% for threes on the year. That one didn't look like it had any problem when it went in.
That was 100% all the way. So Nestor, this is where the Lady Mustangs need to make these free throws. This is where you win and lose these games when it comes right down to the end.
She's 50% on the night so far.
So her first shot is up and good for Lindsay Nestor. Nice shot there. So she will earn another. 4-point lead now for the Lady Mustangs, 35-31, 2:58 to go. Next shot is off the back of the rim and no good, rebounded by Watson of Fort Lupton. Watson picks up her dribble. Now she gets it into Castanuela, but they're going to have a foul called. They're going to give that to Aurora Baca, I believe. It will go on Baca. That will be her fourth. So Baca, Frick, and Scott all with 4 apiece. As Castanuela will go to the line to shoot a 1-1, and she makes the first, so she will get a second. So now the Fort Lupton Blue Devils will call a full timeout, so we'll take one with them here. 2:48 to go. The Lady Mustangs up 35-32 on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, the Lady Mustangs up 35-32. Castanuela to the line to shoot the second of a 1-1. And it is up and good. So down to a 2-point game. Now the Blue Devils put on the full court press. Oh, the ball is going to be stolen by Watson in the back court. Now to Delgado. Delgado's shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded. The scrum on the floor. call a jump, so it belonged to the Lady Mustangs.
They got to know the press is coming. They got to beat the press.
So they need to, and they'll double team. As Scott is double team far side, she ends up losing out of bounds, but it's knocked out by Fort Lupton. 2:27 to go. So Frick now to inbounds far side, three-quarter court. She looks to get it in, gets it into Scott. She needs to get it across half court, and she does. Now to Nestor, to Aurora Baca. Baca's pass underneath is going to be stolen away by Castanuela. Now off to Watson. Lady Mustangs up 35-33 with 2:05 to go. Now they're going to call a blocking foul on Lindsay Nestor. Be her second, and that will send Watson to the free throw line to shoot two. 2:07 to go. 2-point game here for the Lady Mustangs. First shot is up and good by Watson. So Fort Lupton has whittled this down to almost nothing, and she misses that, but they do get the rebound back. Now Watson for a two from the left side is no good. Rebounded, though, by the Fort Lupton Lady Blue Devils. Now Watson for a three from the top is off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Frick. Frick's pass is going to be knocked away, and then they're going to call a jump ball. So possession to the Lady Blue Devils with 1:51 to go, as they will inbound in front of their own bench. Garcia gets it into Watson. Watson into Castanuela. Now back to Watson. Watson, they need to get a hand in her face. Watson for a three is off the rim and no good. Rebounded but lost out of bounds by Samantha Scott. So Fort Lupton to take possession. Going to be another full timeout here by the Fort Lupton Blue Devils. So we'll take one with them. 35-34 Fort Morgan on B106, B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, 35-34 with 1:38 to go. Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs up one. Fort Lupton to inbounds far side, front court. As Garcia gets it into Watson. Watson being guarded by Staley. Watson now brings it back up behind the three-point line. Now gets it into Castanuela. Castanuela's shot is going to be in and out. Rebounded by Baca. She hands it off. Oh, nice pick in the backcourt by Aurora Baca. Now Lindsay Nestor gets it into Scott, or to Frick. Frick back to Scott. Her shot up and no good. Rebounded in jump ball. So the jump will go to the Lady Mustangs. 1:11 to go here in the fourth period. 35-34. Lady Mustangs need a bucket here. Make this a three-point game. Now a 30-second timeout here taken by Coach Krackemeyer. This Fort Morgan timeout is brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East at 1209 Main Street in Fort Morgan will professionally fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Ehrlich Toyota East. So for the Lady Mustangs, have Samantha Scott, Lindsay Nestor, Aurora Baca, Christina Frick, and Lauren Staley on the floor. They need to get this in and get a bucket here.
You need to spread the floor a little bit, make them come out on them a little bit, kill some time and look for the good shot.
So the inbounds right of the basket baseline. They get it into Frick. Frick's being guarded by Watson. Now to Nestor underneath to Staley, and she loses it to Castanuela. So the Lady Mustangs with another critical turnover here. Castanuela kicks it out to Garcia. Under a minute to play here, fourth period. Christina Frick guarding Castanuela. They get it back out to Watson. Watson down the right side. Her right-handed layup is going to be good. So the lead to the Fort Lupton Lady Blue Devils, 36-35. Now we're going to have a timeout called here by Coach Krackemeyer. And it is a full timeout, so we'll take one with him here. Fort Lupton now up 36-35 with 36.8 seconds to go on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, Lady Mustangs find themselves down 36-35 with 36.8 seconds to go. Fort Morgan with possession of the ball. Christina Frick to inbounds. Get it into Baca. And her pass is going to be taken away by Watson. They're going to have to foul now to get the ball back. As Watson has to pull the ball. Now a timeout by Fort Lupton. So I think it's just going to be a 30-second timeout here taken by Fort Lupton. But what's certain the Mustangs here this second half is they have only scored one bucket in the second half. They scored 6 points in the third period. They've scored 2 here so far in the fourth. The Lady Blue Devils scored 9 in the third period. Looks like 12 here so far in the fourth period. So the Lady Mustangs not getting the ball in the bucket here in the second half. In a game that they were up 9 at halftime, 33-24. And Fort Lupton with possession as Garcia will inbounds or try to inbounds as the Lady Mustangs set up their defense. They're looking to do, they get it into Watson. They're going to have to foul, and Lauren Staley does. So that will be 4 on Staley, and that will send Watson to the line, and that is 10 team fouls. So Watson will get 2 free throws here. Stubbs Gas and Oil, if you're tired of the same old lunch and dinner menu, switch it up and pick up something new from the hot and cold deli selections at Stubbs Gas and Oil. Find great food at low prices at Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins. And that shot was good by Watson. Now we're going to have a full timeout, so we'll take one with him here with 21.7 seconds to go. 37-35 Fort Lupton on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, Bob Richardson. This is Brian Nickel as Watson is at the line to shoot second of 2 as she made her first. This one hits the front of the rim and goes in. So the Mustangs down 3, 38-35 with 20 seconds to go. So they're going to have to drive it to the basket, and they're going to have to do it quickly here. 15 seconds to go. Now Lindsay Nestor for a 3 and no good. Rebounded by Watson. Now they're going to have a foul called on Kinsey Winsheimer, so that will send Watson back to the line for 2 more. So Watson has come alive here in the second half. She only had 7 in the first half of this game, but she's been putting it in the bucket here lately. Of course, most of them have been from the, well, she's only hit 3 free throws, and that one is no good, so still a 3-point game with 10.1 seconds to go. So Watson can pretty much seal it here if she hits this next free throw, and that's off the rim and in for Watson. So now the Blue Devils will call a timeout, and we'll take one with them here with 10.1 seconds to go. 39-35 Fort Lupton on B106 and B106.com. Get the ball into Kinsey Winsheimer. She gets it to Samantha Scott. Fort Morgan down 4, and they end up throwing the ball away. So 3.5 seconds left to go, and the Lady Mustangs are going to go down by 4 to the Fort Lupton Lady Blue Devils. And a heartbreaker, one that the Lady Mustangs had full control of and let it slip away from them. So we will take a 3-minute break and be back with the postgame show on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, where the Lady Mustangs have dropped a heartbreaker here to the Fort Lupton Blue Devils, 39-35. The Mustang postgame show is brought to you by Buildings by Design. Knowing who you can trust to do a good job is a tough part nowadays. But when you hire Buildings by Design, you can trust you get the building you want, when you want it, and at the quality you deserve. Start your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design. So, scoring for the Lady Mustangs, Watson leads the way with 24. She only had 7 at halftime. Came alive here in the second half. LaRoche had 10, Castanuela with 2, Valdeva with 2, and Garcia with 1 for their 39. For the Lady Mustangs, Samantha Scott with 4, Lauren Staley with 8, and that was all from the free throw line for Staley. Winsheimer with 7, Frick with 4, Mussman with 4, Nestor with 2, and Aurora Baca with 6 for the Fort Morgan ladies, 35 points.
Yeah, the turnovers were pretty even. It was 18-16. The Mustangs had the 18 for the turnovers. The rebounds, they out-rebounded 33 to the Blue Devils 20. Leading the rebounders for the Blue Devils was Watson with 5. Then you had Valdeva and Castanuela with 4 apiece. Then you had Garcia with 3, LaRoche and Delgado with 2. For the Lady Mustangs, leading rebounder tonight was Frick with 9, followed by Staley with 8. Then you had Baca with 6. And then you had Scott and Nestor with 4 apiece. And then Mussman and Winsheimer with 1. The thing that the Lady Mustangs, they out-rebounded, they just couldn't get the easy shots. They had they had at least a dozen shots that were just layups or under the basket. They just couldn't get them to fall, and they lost a heartbreaker. They were up 27-15 at half, and up 33-24 in the third period. But when you only score 2 points in the fourth period, that hurts a lot.
Yeah.
And it shows on the scoreboard. They got beat 39-35.
Yeah, you only score 8 points in the whole second half. That kind of writes it for you there. They were 13 in the first period, 14 in the second period, 6 in the third period, only 2 in the fourth period. So that kind of tells the story here of the game. As far as the free throws in the second half, or for the game, the Lady Mustangs were 13 of 23 for 56%. The Fort Lupton Lady Blue Devils were at 57%, 12 of 21. So,
they just it was kind of some careless turnovers. They were coming down the stretch when they were down by 1. They turned it over. The Blue Devils come back, go up by 1, and then they come back with a chance to go ahead again, the Lady Mustangs, and they just turn it right back over. It's fundamentals, dribble and pass, dribble and pass. So, they only have a few more games left to try to work their way into a playoff spot. They have a couple makeup games to go, and, they're just going to have to play their best games to maybe even think about having a shot and hit the playoffs at this point.
Yeah, well, the good thing about it is they're in the standings, they're still ahead of Skyview and Englewood, and they still have them to play yet. The Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs will play this Thursday night at home against Englewood, and Englewood is only 1-7, but that doesn't mean anything. 1-7, you can be beat by anybody any night. So they need to come out and win that game against Englewood. Then they have a game on Monday night here at Fort Morgan against Weld Central. Weld Central is 7-1 in the league, and then they will finish out the season. They will be away at Vista Peak on the 18th, and then they will finish this season at home against Skyview. So the teams they need to beat, they will get to play. So they will, if they can beat them, they should be able to earn a spot in the tournament, end up in the top 4 in the league. So that's the good thing. You've got the teams to beat there for you, and you got to take care of business.
You just got to be consistent. They had 13 points on the first period, 14 in the second period, but then, like you said, they went down to 6 in the third period and only 2 in the fourth period. You got to score double-digit points all 4 periods, and they just tapered off. Going to the end of the game where you should be picking up your momentum and just putting more points on the board.
So we will take a short break here, and then we'll switch gears here and come back with some information in the start of the boys game on B106 and B106.com.